I am not trying to say that I think that there are no situations ever where we should use antidepressants. There probably are situations where using antidepressants can offer a certain amount of benefits to someone's life, at least in the short term, to like prevent people from hurting themselves or stuff like that, right? Mental health, depression, it's a complex thing, don't get me wrong. There is a nuance to this video. But the point I'm trying to make is this. I firmly believe that in most cases of depression, using antidepressants is the worst thing that you can do to try to get out of depression, because your depression never was the true problem. There was another underlying problem that caused you to be depressed, and your depression essentially was just the feeling that it brought you, and all that using antidepressants really does is take away that feeling, the symptoms, and not the problem. And in case you're wondering, well, is that really that bad? Sounds like a good thing, taking away the symptoms while we try to fix the problem. Well, yes, actually, yes. Because this feeling is the very feeling that you need to fix that problem. And now you're taking that feeling away. That's the problem. That's why using antidepressants is so dangerous. In case you're all confused right now, let me quickly elaborate this. I can explain it to you guys. So this is the thing. When you are depressed, in most cases, it simply boils down to the fact that you are not quite satisfied with your own life, right? Your life isn't that great. There are certain factors in your life that are not in order. Of course, again, mental health, depression is complex. There's things like traumas as well that you cannot influence. You know, you got abused when you were a kid, stuff like that. That's absolutely a thing as well. But on average, most of the times, your average modern lifestyle depression that we see right now, 99% of cases of depression, it is simply being dissatisfied with your own life, right? That's what it boils down to. We have a couple of factors in our life that are like the most important factors in our life for our mental well-being. There's career / your financial situation / your purpose in life, you know, having something to work towards, finding a sense of satisfaction that you're doing something useful in life. That's one. There is your physical health, literally physically, right? You know, you're unhealthy, you're fat, stuff like that. Mental health, and this one probably goes beyond what a lot of people think. Because some people will think, well, obviously, your mental health isn't that great when you're depressed. That's literally what your mental health is. Well, yeah, but mental health goes beyond just being depressed or feeling happy. Mental health actually is much more of a physiological thing that actually has to do with like hormones and neurotransmitters and chemicals in your body and brain. It has a lot to do with our modern lifestyle where we constantly numb our dopamine system on video games, social media, and porn, etc. That's mental health. And that's a factor that really isn't that great in most modern people. There is family and friends, the social factor. And then there's the romantic factor, love, intimacy, stuff like that. These are like 5 of the most important things in your life. And if these things are not quite in order, if too many of these things are not quite in order, then you are going to feel unhappy and depressed. That's essentially how it works. And yeah, there's like other things overlapping and underlying things as well, like your confidence that you get because of this, the amount that you believe in yourself. But these things are kind of influenced by how well these things are in order, right? You can suck at 1 or 2 of these things. But if the other ones are in order, then you'll feel all right. Like the more these things are not in order in your life, these essential life factors, worse you are going to feel, eventually you are going to feel depressed. You can sort of visualize this as like meters, right? There's like 5 meters, and if the total of these meters added together gets too low, then you feel depressed. The way that you really get out of a depression is start filling up these meters again. That's essentially what it boils down to. Now, this is the thing. This is the absolute most important point that I'm trying to make in this video. A depression is a feeling that you get. It's an emotion. It's not really an emotion. It goes beyond an emotion. It's a mood. It's a mindset. It's a feeling. It's a mental state that you get when your life sucks, right? It's a feedback mechanism. The depression isn't the actual problem. It's just a feeling that you get. It's nature's way of making you realize that you have a problem and that you need to make a change, right? That's how emotions work. Emotions, moods, they are literally nature's feedback mechanisms to tell you, hey, you've done something good, you've done something bad, now you should feel good, now you should feel guilty, now you should feel ashamed, now you should feel this, now you should feel that. That is how nature literally designed us. A depression is nothing but a feedback mechanism to make you feel really, really bad because you are really, really bad. I know this is a tough pill to swallow, but that's the truth. If you are really, really bad, your life is really, really bad, you feel really, really bad. And this feeling is intended to make you feel bad because feeling bad is the very thing that inspires you to want to make a change, right? That's how it works. You feel incredibly bad for long enough and eventually you're like, shit, I need to make some changes because this sucks. You're supposed to feel bad and you're supposed to eventually become very dissatisfied with the fact that you feel bad, and that is the very thing that inspires you to make a change so that you no longer feel bad. That is what a depression literally is. And yes, again, there are some factors like getting abused and stuff that you cannot change that also contribute to feeling bad. And to some extent, these things can actually be fixed, by just, I'm not an expert, I'm not a psychologist, but these things can be fixed. But generally speaking, most of the time, your overall feeling of badness, depression, can largely be fixed by the vast majority of people in a depression by simply targeting these 5 factors, the essential factors in your life that nature programmed us to think are very important. This is the problem with antidepressants. What do antidepressants do? Do they fix the problem? Do they actually increase your financial situation? Do they give you a clearer purpose in life? Do they fix your physical or mental health? Do they increase the relationships that you have with your family? Do they spontaneously make you call your mom and arrange a family dinner? Do they make you find a girlfriend and find love in life? No. All that antidepressants do, literally all that they do, is take away the feeling of feeling bad. I know there are already people that say, well, that's not such a good idea because antidepressants don't just take away the bad feelings, but they also take away the good feelings. And so you become numb and you lose that motivation to go forward in life, right? If only we would have antidepressants that would not take away the good feelings, but just take away the bad feelings. That would be a better idea. Well, no. We were also supposed to feel bad because that is the feedback mechanism that tells us that there is something wrong in our life. Feeling bad is one of the greatest biological motivators to make us realize that there is something wrong that needs fixing. That's how it works. That's literally emotions 101. We've known that all the time for thousands of years. Antidepressants take away the feedback mechanism. They take away the feeling that is telling you there is something going on that needs fixing. And now, of course, again, I'm going to have to say that there is a nuance to this video. There are specific cases where people are so down bad that they're about to hurt themselves or commit suicide or something. And taking antidepressants can temporarily, in the short term, prevent them from literally committing suicide. And so, yeah, in a case like that, it's absolutely a good idea to take the antidepressants to make sure that you don't end up hurting yourself, whatever. I'm not saying there are no cases at all where antidepressants cannot have any benefits to someone's life. But generally speaking, you have to understand how a depression really works. A depression isn't the problem. Your life is the problem. And the depression is just the feedback mechanism that tells you that there is a problem and that inspires you to make a change. And all that antidepressants really do is take away that feedback mechanism that is literally naturally designed to inspire you to make a change and improve your life. So you are going to have to ask yourself if it is such a great idea for you to use antidepressants.